religiosity amongst them. And those people from India who interact with the Bohra, you know this from your own interactions with them. However, what happened was that the Nizari branch, the Aga Khani branch, it took a sharp right or left turn. And one of their imams, who is called Al-Hasan ala dhikrihi salam, he essentially completely changed Ismaili theology, or I should say Aga Khani theology, and he claimed that Qiyamah had taken place in his own time frame. And he said, we are now living on Jannah on earth. And he said, there is no Sharia anymore like there was no Sharia for Adam in Jannah. And because of this, the Nizari branch or the Aga Khani branch took a very different route. And they considered the Sharia that we follow to be outdated and irrelevant. So there is no salah in that branch of Ismailism. There is no zakah the way that we do it. They pay some money to their imam. There is no fasting the way that we do it. There is no hajj. Nothing of this nature. They do not pray. They do not lower their head, 5 times a day, even though once every while they might do a sajda, one sajda. There is no rak'ah, there is no fatiha, it's not like that. And their Jamaat Khanas, they have rituals that they do in which they recite hymns in ancient Gujarati called jinans. They recite these jinans. And in these jinans, there is a notion of transmigration of souls. Do you know what that means? The soul goes from after death, the soul goes from one person to another person. There is no concept of heaven and hell anymore. The souls are transmigrating. And this is something that emanates from Gnostic religions. And we still have it in Buddhism and in Hinduism. Okay, that issue of reincarnation is called transmigration of the souls. It is not something that is coming directly from the Quran. However, this is found in the Jinans. However, Aga Khan III, who is the grandfather of the current Karim Aga Khan III, he's the famous Aga Khan that was active when Pakistan was founded, the one that was weighed in platinum and silver and gold, that guy. His son was passed over. His son was married to Rita Hayworth. Aga Khan III's son lived a lifestyle that we would consider to be profligate and a playboy lifestyle. It's well known. And the son was passed over. So Aga Khan III, for the first time in Imami history, he passed over his living son. And he made his grandson, who at the time was a junior at Harvard in 1950 or something. Okay, he was a 1-year-old kid at Harvard. He made his grandson the imam. And that current grandson is now Prince Karim Sadruddin, the 49th imam or whatever. So that is the current imam. So the father was passed over because of the lifestyle, and it's well known. You read his stories and it would not have been a disaster. So he gave it to the grandson. Aga Khan III was the one who codified modern Nizari Aga Khani thought. He was the one, so Aga Khanis used to wear the hijab. There was some semblance of religiosity. Aga Khan III was the one who said, no more hijab. Get rid of this. We're going to dress like and live like Europeans and whatnot. And Salah and Zakah was codified, nothing like this. We don't do anything of this nature. So there is no Salah and Zakah. And amongst his changes or whatever, he was literally asked about reincarnation and heaven and hell. And he gave a very philosophical answer in which he essentially said that the soul moves from one sphere to another sphere until it will go and reunite with the highest intellect. Okay, so this is a very Platonic theology which we don't quite understand in our Sunni paradigm. It has to do with Plato and his notion of the active intellect and whatnot. And so he's basically in a very gentle way saying that the souls are supposed to rise up every time they come back, which is essentially reincarnation, until finally it reunites with the active intellect. But he didn't say it explicitly. It's very couched language. So he didn't want to cause too much of a tension. So this is the Aga Khanis. Now we move to the third branch, and that is who?